Hey, good morning, everyone. So, can anyone confirm audible or not? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, anyone have any questions? So far, the last class we discussed about browser storages, right? JavaScript topic, leave it, that one. That is out of this flow. Okay, now, okay, Ajax, all are okay, comfort with XML, HTTP request, fetch method, and anxious. All are comfort with, okay, promises.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. All are comfort with lifecycle methods, mounting phase, updating phase, and okay, unmounting phase.
Yeah.
Okay, all are okay with the context, how to use context. Hmm? How to pass the data from my parent to all childrens by using context. All are okay.
Yes.
Okay. The next one is the lists and keys concept. Everything is okay. Everyone is okay with that. Lists and keys concept.
Yeah.
In the lists and keys concepts, we discussed about reusable components like table reusable component, okay, lists, all this stuff. Okay, LIs, YLs, reusable components we created. All are okay with that.
Yep.
Okay. Next, update a state variable. Okay, how many ways we can create the syntax, like okay, normal syntax, okay, by using set count. Otherwise, set count is like a value, set count is like a callback function. All are agreed with this, right? Yes or no? Two ways we can update the data, right? Okay, one is like set count direct value, another one is like what? As a function, callback function also or not? Hmm? Okay, how to apply the styles dynamically, inline styling. Agreed with me? Okay, inline or class. So far, these topics we discussed, right? Any questions, anyone? No, onwards, very important. Okay, if you are able to understand these topics, then only you can understand the next level things. Okay, tell me, are you able to, okay, are you okay with these concepts or not? Or you want me to revise any one of the concept? Now only tell. Come on. Are you okay with these concepts?
Yes, sir.
Right, any people?
Sir, I missed the class. Could you please revise at high level what Saturday discussed?
Today we discussed about, okay, not React. It's a JavaScript concept. It's like browser storages, okay, local storage, session storage, and cookies. Okay, so you can go to this uijavakit.com, okay, this video, so that you can get it from browser storages. This video you can go through. Okay, how to
Okay,
store
sir. Okay.
session storage, local storage, and cookies. Okay, if you miss JavaScript topic, no problem. Okay, video is also available here. You can go through that video. Okay. Yeah, come on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
React. Any questions? Okay. Now onwards, daily basis. Okay. Can you read array methods and string methods and JSON related, okay, JSON object? Okay. These three concepts every day. Can you read it? Complete all the array methods. Complete all the array methods. What is the return type? How many arguments is going to take? Complete all the array methods. Can you do it? Why? Because in future to write the logic, I'm going to use frequently these methods only. To write the logic every day, we are going to use these methods only frequently. That's the reason. Can you complete these three array methods, string methods, and JSON? Hmm? Let's practice. Okay, okay then. Let's move to our next level discussion. Okay, so far we created like what? So far, okay, we created like a simple pages. Okay, this page I created, some logic I written. Okay, another page, another logic. For example, these all logics I want for a okay single application. Then what you have to do? You want me to manage all these like individual pages, or you want me to keep everything in that application? In general, we are going to create one application, right? If you have a only one, find the sum of two numbers, that is single requirement. But I want like multiple requirements, that kind of, then that time what you have to do, you have to create one application, you have to keep everything in that application or not. Okay, let's take why this should not recommended one, why application only recommended. Just say this. Okay, let's take like first page. What is that? Hello.html, right? Hello.html. Okay, not this. What is that? Hello.html. Yeah. If you observe here, this is our first React program, right? See, if you want to work with React, how many libraries are required? Minimum 3. Okay, what are those? React, React DOM, and Babel. These 3 libraries are required. Who downloaded these libraries? Tell me. Who downloaded?
Node.
Okay, we downloaded, right? Okay, in this case, just talk. Okay, in this context, we downloaded, right? Me only downloaded or not? Developer only downloaded or not? Yes or no? Downloaded and loaded. For example, now it is like 3 libraries. Okay, I want 30 libraries. You want me to download manually? Is it recommended? Tell me first.
No.
Obviously, 100% no, right? Okay, how we can find the library code somewhere? How we can find the version? It is like big problem to me or not. So first thing is like, okay, this particular, it is like extra burden to my developer or not? Get the libraries and everything. That developer always should focus on the logic, not like downloading libraries, uploading libraries, that kind of, right? Yes or no? Okay, so in the past, I am the person downloaded these libraries, but now onwards, I don't want to do it. Who can do? We'll see later. Next line, what you did here? What is this? What is this?
Container dividing.
It's like on HTML, right? Okay, you placed HTML, you placed the JavaScript code means component, you placed the JSX code, and React DOM.render, all this stuff where you written in a single page, right? Everything is like tightly coupled or not? Yes or no? Everything is like tightly coupled or not? Is it recommended one? Everything keep inside only one file? Tell me. It's
Not
not
recommended.
not a recommended one or not. So that I want a clean separation. Okay, this is one component, keep in one page. Another component, keep another page. Okay, another component, like that. I need a clean separation. Okay, when it is possible, if you write only one file, everything you have to keep in that file only. If you create one application, can I keep multiple files in the application or not? Yes or no? With me? Okay, I don't want like everything total in a single page. Okay, I want like clean separation. I want like a clean separation. Up here, okay? The drawbacks, okay or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. Now I want to introduce one small topic. Okay, very important. This is my folder 1. Okay, in my local machine. Folder 1.js is one file. Okay, in my folder 1.js is like one file. The next one is like the folder 1.js is like one file. Okay, the next one is like 2.js is like one more file. The next one is like 3.js is like one more file. Okay, these are all files in the same hierarchy. Okay, my 1.js file contains what? Listen to that. Okay, the 1.js file contains what? Where number 1 equals to 10. My 1.js file contains. My 2.js file contains where number 2 equals to 20. Number 2 equals to 20. Where number 2 equals to 20. Now my 3.js contains what? Okay, I have a function sum. Okay, in this function, okay, in this function, I want to find some console dot log of number 1 plus number. Number 1 plus number. Now if I call the sum. Okay, see this. This is my structure here. Total how many files are there in my folder 1? 3 files. 1.js, 2.js, 3.js. My 1.js contains one variable, my 2.js contains one variable, 3.js contains one function, and sum I am calling. So my 3.js has some function, right? If I call my sum, what is my output?
Number 1 and number 2 not defined.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, the output is what? Number 1 is not defined or not. Okay, from there itself it is going to terminate. Number 1 is not defined or not. But where is my number 1? Tell me.
1.js.
1.js.
Yes or not. So this 3.js guy requires one value from 1.js or not. Yes or no? Come on. Okay. I'm expecting something from you. Then the time you should ready to give it me, right? Yes or no? First, 3.js is expecting something from 1.js. First of all, my 1.js ready to give, then only, right? You can ask. If he is not ready to give, then the time how I can ask? Yes or no? So programmatically, how my 1.js can tell, hey, I'm ready to give this number 1 to outside people. How my 1.js guy can tell to outside people, I'm ready to give number 1 to anyone. So you can take it like that, how my 1.js can expose, can tell. Means in ES6, okay, in ES6, there has one concept is there like a modules. Okay, modules. Okay, here they introduced some keywords, import, next export, next default. There has 3 keywords are there. How many keywords? Import, next export, the next default. By using these 3 keywords, okay, this person can give the value to some other person. This person can get the data or get the value from another person. Okay, one person can give it, another person can receive it by using these 3 keywords. So can we add here? Okay, 1.js want what? 1.js want to give the data or not? So how we can give? Programmatically means export default number 1. Just for now stick with this. So whenever you return this code, that means my 1.js is ready to give which value?
Number 1.
Or not. He exports number 1. Who want this 1.js? Tell me.
3.js.
3.js. So this guy, what he has to do?
Import.
He has to import it or not. So how we can import? Import. Okay, give some gap here. We can talk about this gap. From which file you want to import? From which file you want to import? Tell me.
1.js.
1.js. What is the hierarchy? Tell me. 3.js and 1.js. If you want to get something from here, 3.js has to reach 1.js or not? Okay, tell me. How first he reaches 1.js?
Folder.
Both are within the same folder or not? So
Yes.
my 3.js should looking for 1.js within the same folder. How we can say same folder representation? Dot means current folder. Okay, in the current folder, it is looking for which file?
1.js.
.js file or not. Okay, now this 1.js file, from this 1.js file, I want to import which value?
Number 1.
Number 1 or done. Folder, okay.
Yeah.
Now, if I run this one, what is my output?
Number 2 not defined.
Yeah, number 2 is not defined or not. Number 2 is not defined or not. Where is my number 2?
2.js.
2.js file. So this guy also should ready to give that value or not. Should ready to give that value or not. How this guy can give?
Export default.
Same. Okay, hey, I'm ready to give this particular value to you, like that. Who want that?
3.js.
Who want that guy is going to take it. So import from which file? From which file?
2.js.
The current folder
Current directory.
need 2.js file or no. So what is my value?
Number 2.
Or not. That's it. Okay, now my output is what? Now my output is what?
30.
Okay, my output is like expected output is like 30, received also 30 only. All are okay so far, good. Okay, now if I add one more number 3, what's my output?
Number 3 not defined.
Number 3 is not defined. Number 3 is not defined. Now that number 3, okay, instead of this constants, you can use always recommended, right? Okay, can I add constant number 3 equals to 30? What I have to do now? What I have to do now?
Import number.
JS export number 1, number 3.
Export number 1 comma number
Number 2, 3. Sorry.
number. Okay, now this export default always exports a one value, single value. So if you put like a comma, it is not a valid syntax. So it is valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Invalid. Okay, then come on, then. So export default number 1. Next, export default what?
Number 3.
Number 3 or not. Okay, again it is invalid. Oh, you know, for a single file, how many export defaults combination you can write it? You know, how many? You know, only one. For a single file, how many export defaults you can write?
Only one.
File, how many exports you can write? Only one. So, but here, how many you written? Okay,
2.
export default is this one. At the same time, export default is this one. Valid or invalid? Again, invalid. Okay, one you can write it. One value you can export with the default, but multiple export defaults invalid. Why? Multiple. Okay, export defaults or not? Yes or no? Multiple export defaults. Okay, then what do you want me to do then? What do you want me to do then? Come on, simple. You can write one export default, you can write it or not? Valid and invalid?
Valid.
Perfect. Okay, keep like this only. Okay, export default combination is like only one, but export combination, you can write any number. So, can I write export now?
Yes.
How many values we exported? Come on.
2 values we are expecting.
2 values. Among those 2, one value is export with default, another value is like only export or not. Agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Who want those values again?
3.js.
Okay, who want 3.js? So from my 1.js, okay, how many values he exported? 2 values. Export default 1 value, export 1 value. So can I import? Tell me, number 1, comma.
Number 3.
Okay, is it valid?
Not valid.
100% not valid, right? Why? Because okay, both are like not like export default or not like export, right? Both are, this is export with default, this is export without default, right? Then export without default, okay, how we can import, you know, in the object destructuring format like this. Clear? Okay, agreed? Agreed, everyone? Come on.
Other than default, we are adding in the expression format, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Export default normal, export without default expression. Okay, destructuring format. All are okay? Now my answer is what? Come on. Answer is 60.
60.
Answer is 60. Now, if I do the change like this, what's my answer? If I
Number
do
is no.
change like this, what's my answer? Correct. Tell me. Is it valid or invalid? First,
Yeah,
tell me.
valid.
Is it valid or is it valid or invalid? Only number. Okay, only n. What is my out?
So n is not defined, I guess.
N is already defined. N is there, right? You can use it here.
Not a number.
Not a
Number.
Okay, but my answer is okay 60. Why you know? Very simple. Export defaults, how many you can write for a single file?
One.
Only one. For example, in a class, only one student is there. I can call him with any name or not. Hey, okay, his name with another name, whatever. Okay, how I can call it is not a matter. He only the person can respond or not. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Only one person is there. Export default also. Okay, how many you can write?
One.
One. So that if it is like only one, you can hold with any name or not. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so that my n is pointing to export default value or not. So export default value is what? Number
N
one,
one.
10. So my n value is what? 10. Okay,
10.
my answer is what? 60 or not?
60.
Yeah.
Agree.
Okay, now if I write like this, what's my answer?
Now NO is not defined.
Okay, defined. Number is defined. Number defined and you used here. Tell me. Go on,
Not a
somebody
number.
answer. Uh-huh.
NAM.
Not a number.
A number or not? Now your answer is correct. Why? Because see, exports, how many you can write in your
Any
file?
number. Any number.
Any number of exports you can write it. Okay, number 440 also there. Now you can export multiple values in a single file. That's the reason how we can differentiate with the name only, right? Multiple students are there. I have to call with some unique name or not? Yes or no? Okay,
Yes.
then that time if I put like number, any number is there without export. Okay, without default, any number is there. Any
No.
number is there? No, right? If the number is not there, it is like undefined. It gives me not a number or not. So make sure if it is like export without default while retrieving, while importing, you should have to use the same name or not. Agreed? In which format?
Expression.
Description format or not? Color, okay? Come on. Any questions, anyone so far? Single file export, how many values? One file export, how many values? Any number. Okay, export default, how many? Export with
One.
Only one.
Only one.
only one or not? While importing export default value, is my expression is required or not required?
Not
required.
Not required. If it is like export without default, expression is required or not required?
Required.
Required.
Obviously required. Okay. Now, if I do the change here, okay, if I do the change here, okay, then the time, what change you have to do?
expression we need to.
Yeah, first of all, it is invalid syntax. First of all, it is invalid syntax. If you want to export without default, you should have to go with what? In the value itself, you can do it. Got my point? Agreed with me?
Okay.
Okay. Now, where? Okay, you have to do the change. My 2.js file exported n2 number 2 with default or without default.
Without default.
Then you have to import with destructuring format or not.
Yes.
Okay, what is my value? Any value na exact value na?
Exact value.
Exact value. Exact value. Why? Because I don't know. Okay, in future I'm going to write like multiples also, right? Here. All are okay? Agree with me? Come on.
Export default can be written, cannot be written.
Then export default.
Export default can be written and cannot be written.
You are like mandatory or like that.
Mandatory.
No. Nothing is mandatory. Nothing is mandatory. Okay. If you want to write export default, maximum how we can write? How many you can write? Maximum one. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Now.
Sir, is it possible to import callback functions or functions also?
Yeah. Everything. That is on next level discussion. See this. This is the
Oh, okay, sir.
yeah. See this. Now tell me, what is my output? What is my output?
Function is not defined.
N export default value, okay, is there export default in 1.js there, so that n value is what? N value
10.
10. Perfect. Next, number two, export with default, without default from 2.js.
Without
Without-
default.
Without default. Oh, yes, export without default. Number 2 is there. Okay, 20, 10 plus 20. Number 3, okay, yeah, with default, without default from 1.js.
Without default.
Without
Without
default.
default also
30.
there. Number 3 also there. Fn there or not there?
Not there.
Start name 1.js not there. Okay, not there means it's what? Undefined. Can I call undefined?
No.
Which
No.
error?
No.
Undefined is not a function or not. So that my 1.js should export without default which value? Fn value or not? Yes or no? Agreed? Okay, now tell me, what is the type of my Fn at this moment?
Number.
Number.
Received value is what? Number. You used like what?
Function.
Can I use number as a function?
No.
No, then what is the error?
Function is not.
40 is not a function.
Fn is not a function, means 40 is not a function. So it should be what?
Function.
Should be a function. Okay, now my value, okay, my output is what? Come on. Okay, up to here done. Up to here, don't think.
NaN.
Focus on this one.
NaN will come.
Yeah, how?
Function is not returning any value, so
Yeah, the function is not returning any value, right? Okay, then that what is my default return value? It's like undefined or not. So this value plus undefined, not a number or not. So can I return some value here? Come on, can I return some value? Done. So you can export one function and you can import that function or not. Yes or no?
yes, sir.
Okay. Now if I do the change like this, it is valid syntax or invalid?
Valid.
Valid.
One export equal valid.
Okay. It is like, okay, first thing, this is invalid. Why? Because why? Because
Okay.
export always should be on the value. You have to put it. Okay, now it is valid or invalid? Export number 1, perfect, valid. Export number 3, valid. Export to default constant function, it is also 100% valid. Export to default, you can write here or you can write on the value itself. With the value itself, you can write it. Got my point? Okay, 2 ways you can write it. One is like what? Export default Fn. Okay, now can I remove this one? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, you can export one value. If you don't want, here itself you can write it, no problem at all. Okay, now you can stick with this, no problem at all. Yes. Okay, export always on the line you can write it. Export default outside you can write it. Okay. Agree with me? So what change you have to do? Come on, in this, what change you have to do? How many export default values are there?
Fn.
Only one. So that directly you can write it or not. Same name or any name?
Same. Any
Any name.
any
Any
name.
name.
Your wish. Recommended to put like same name. Okay, any name, it is going to work. Okay, recommended to put like, okay, same name.
Same name.
Next, comma.
Expression.
Okay, export without default, how many? I don't know. Okay, 1 or 2 or whatever it is, you have to keep inside the destruction format or not. So here any name or same name?
Same name.
Should be the same name or should be the same name or not. Color, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that here the change is like what? Number 1 and number 2, number 3 and Fn. Color, okay. Like that, not only function, you can, okay, you can export whatever you want. Okay, the next one here, folder structure gets changed, for example. Now tell me.
import. we
Okay.
need to-
Where exactly you have to do the change? In the 1.js, 2.js, 3.js. Okay, where exactly you have to do the change? In my 3.js.
User.
3.js.
Yes.
Now tell me, import from 1.js. Okay, you want me to looking in the same folder? Now tell me, if my
No.
3.js looking for
Folder.
1.js in the same folder, 3.js where it is now?
Folder
In
2.
folder,
Folder 2.
in my folder to 1.js is there?
No.
All right. Then that time, where you want me to looking for that folder?
Folder 1 we need.
Outside.
Folder 1.
Folder one. That means I am in the folder 2. Okay, but I want to go to folder 1 and then I want looking for 1.js. That means what? I want to go one level up or not? Then how?
In
Dot,
folder 1 name.
Yeah, you have to
In place
go
of
with
dot.
dot dot. You have to go with what? Dot dot. Dot dot is nothing but what? Dot is nothing but current folder. Okay, looking for 1.js in the current folder. Dot dot is nothing but not current folder. Next level folder. Next level folder is what?
folder 1.
Folder 1. So looking for which file? 1.js.
JS 1.
Done. That is the change. The next one, looking for 2.js. Where?
Same folder.
Same folder. Dot is enough or not?
Yes.
Now think I have folder 3 is there. Inside the folder 3.js is there. Now what change you have to do? What change you have to do?
The 2.js .js.
2.js.
3 dot.
Yeah, one level up. Next 1.js.
3
How many
levels.
levels up? Okay.
Folder name
2
also.
level up.
Yeah, don't say like 3 dots. Okay. Single dot means current folder. Dot dot means one level up. Again, one more level up if you want. Dot
Sure.
dot again. Don't put like 3 dots. Okay. Got my point? Okay. Now it is level. It is go to how many levels up? From my
3
current,
levels.
how
Two
many
levels.
levels up? 3. Okay, this is my current folder. One level up means folder 2. Okay, one more level means folder 1.
Folder 1.
Folder 1 looking for which file? 1.js.
1.js.
Agree with me? All okay?
Yes.
Now here 3.js, here 2.js. Then what? Hmm? 3.js requires 1.js. One level up, two levels up.
One level up.
One level up. So that can I delete this one? One level up. Yes or no?
Yes.
2 dots is nothing but one level up. Okay, next what about 2.js?
Down. One level down.
Okay, then how? Okay, very simple. First I am here, right? Okay,
Yes, sir.
in the current folder only, my required file folder also there or not there?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes or no? So first of all, you have to go to in the current folder only. Okay, looking for which folder?
Folder 3.
Folder 3 or not? Yes or no? So in the current folder only, I'm looking for folder 3. Inside the folder 3, which file?
2.js.
2.js.
2.js or not? Yes, done. That's it. Got the point.
Got it.
All are agreed? The many people respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can export a function, you can export a class, you can export a component, whatever it is. Okay, let's go to our components now. Okay, up here, okay, right? Okay, so anywhere we use like single quotes. Okay, no single quotes, right? Let me save it. Batch 9. Now answer this. I have folder 1. Here I have box.js. Okay, here I have app.js. The rest 2 components are there. Okay, in my box.js, in my app.js, okay, what kind of code you want me to write? Come on, just 4 boxes required. Same story. How? Here, first of all, you have to create a component or not. First of
Yes.
all, you have to create a component or not. Can we create a component? How we can create constant box. Okay. Now, and some content, div box or whatever it is. Return some content. Done. Okay, this box where you want. This box where you want.
In app.js.
My app.js or my app.js or done. Okay, if you want that box in the app.js, so that box required here or not. So how many ways this guy can give this box to app.js? Come on. One is like what? He requires this box component means first of all my box.js should ready to give the box component or not. How we can give it?
Export.
Okay, so one thing is like you can write like export here itself. Yes or no?
Yes. Sir.
Okay, now here what you have to do?
Import.
Import.
Okay, import. Import.
Box dot.
Mm,
Sorry.
Expression.
expression.
Box.
From where?
Function. From box dot.
Folder name.
Okay, within the current folder. What is that? What is that?
Box.
Box.js.
Yes.
Current folder box.js or not? Box.js. Current folder box.js or not? Agreed?
Yes.
So
Sir.
here what you have to place?
Box.
Here exactly what you exported, that one only how to place it or not. Now how
Yes.
you want to use this box as a component or
Yes.
okay, this component, app component, if you want if you want to in another place if you want to use it, then what you have to do? Export. Okay, default.
Default.
Your wish. Okay, default without default. Without default means you can add here. With default means you can add here. Okay. If I do the change like this, listen careful. Okay. What you have to do the change? Where you have to do the change?
Expression. We don't need it.
We don't need an expression or not. Everyone is okay. Simple. Now, if I put like a valid or invalid?
Valid.
Valid.
100% valid. Why? Because it is in like export default box. Okay, this is the one. Okay, you can use or hold with any. Okay, if I write like this, valid or invalid?
Valid.
The component should start with capital letters.
The way of importing is okay. JavaScript concept is okay. Okay, so my A, how to use in React? As a component. Component should start with capital letter, right? Now is it start
Yes.
with capital letter? No, right? Then that what is the error? Error or warning?
Warning.
The warning. Okay. Browser said like unrecognized element or not. Unrecognized element or not. Okay. So this is like A. This is like A. Okay. I want to do the change here. Will it work or not?
Work.
Will it work or not work?
It will work.
Yeah,
The
100%
default
valid.
rate.
100% valid. Why? Okay, this is just a matter of reference for now. Yes or no? You exported this value or not? Think. You exported this value or not? Yes or no? That value hold with whom?
Default.
This particular value hold with whom here?
A. Capital.
Yeah, right. Okay. A you are using like what? Component. That's okay,
Component.
right? Fine, right?
Fine. Yeah.
Agree with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Sir.
Don't think like my component, this is the component, it should have to Okay, starts with capital letter. Don't think like that. Using should be what? Starts with capital letter. While using, this value is like capital or not? Yes, capital. Holds what? One function, huh? Yes, one function. It's a functional component or. Okay, now if I put like this, then
Expression we need to work.
Page
And
text.
name also exactly
Does
match.
not work.
It does not.
Expression B.
Yeah, now it should be B. There is no other option, right? It should be B. Then the time, can I use B as a? No, right? You should have to use B only.
B only.
It gives me what?
Warning.
Unrecognized element or.
Yeah.
It's like a unrecognized element or. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next one. Here, I have a box folder. Inside the box folder, I have a box.js and I have a index.js. Listen careful, okay? Index.js. So, in my box folder, box.js is there. The next one is what?
Index.
Index.js is there. Index.js is there. Now, let's normal way you can do it. Box. Here what? Box. Here what? Box. Okay, now tell me, is it like valid import or not?
Valid.
No, right?
Oh no.
Okay.
After
So, I want to import from, box.js. Box.js inside where?
box folder.
Box folder.
Box folder. So, in the current folder, you are looking for what? First,
Box folder.
box folder, and then looking for what?
Box.js.
Box.js or not. Now 100% valid. Now 100% valid. Okay. So directly it is go to box folder. Okay. Inside that one, which file? Which
Box.
file? Box.js file. Okay. Now my box.js file, what it is exported? Export with default or without default? Without default. So the destructuring format, you get the box, you used it. 100% valid. If I remove this JS, then valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Invalid.
Okay. 100% valid. If there is no extension, if it is a JS application, the extension default is like JS. How it's going to work, See, dot means what?
Current folder.
Current folder. Okay, box means what? This is what?
Folder.
Folder or not? Folder or not? Okay, here folder. After that, looking
Box.
for what? Inside the folder, box. Okay, inside the folder, box is there or not there?
Yeah.
Is there or not there? Box is there. Okay, after this, anything is there. After this, something is like this. Then that time, my module concepts, my box think like what? It's what now?
Folder. Folder.
It's a folder or not. If there is nothing is there, then the time it is looking what? It is like
File.
file or not. Okay. So my box is like a file. Okay, which file? Okay, no extension, nothing means default is which file? JS file or not. Agree with me? All are? Okay. Now in the index.js, what I'm doing is import. Okay, listen carefully. Box from box. Any problem with this statement?
No problem.
No problem, right? No problem. Now I want to export this value. So how we can export it? How we can export it?
Export.
Export default box is okay. Export without default, is it valid syntax or invalid?
Not valid.
Is invalid syntax or not? Okay, then that time I want to export without default only. Then that time where you can write the export?
In box.js.
Sorry. In the index.js, in the import, just leave it. Okay, can I export from here itself? From the box.js, I get the box. Immediately, can you export it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, now tell me index.js exported my box or not? With default or without default?
Without default.
Without default or not? Perfect. Okay. Okay then. Now, if I remove this total box, then what is my output? Is it valid or invalid?
Current directory links. Invalid.
Okay. It is valid. So how it is going to work? See, that means current folder.
Current directory.
Okay,
Yeah.
app.js current folder is nothing but folder one. Looking for which folder? Okay, which box? Okay, box is what?
Folder.
Nothing is there, it is like treated like what? File. But is there any file is there with the box? No. If the
Okay.
file is there, not there, next stage is what? Box is there or not there? Folder or file? First prefers file. File there?
Not there.
Not there. Okay, next one preference to whom?
Folder.
Folder. Folder there or not there?
There.
Folder. Okay, now it is like a folder. After that, anything is there?
No.
No. If it is not there, then that time it is always looking for index.js by default inside the folder. Got the point? Agreed with me?
Yes.
It means, okay, it means index. It means index.js. If index.js, JS extension not there, no problem. What is that extension? Default index.js. If the index also not there, which file it is going to looking for? It is looking for which file? Come on.
Box.
Looking for which file? Index.js file or not? In the index.js file, what you export? Tell me.
Box.
Box. Okay, with default, without default?
Without default.
Without default, then destructuring format or not? Agreed? All are okay. When you can go with that. Any questions so far? Okay, if I do the change like this, import, 1 second. Yeah, 1 second. See this import. Okay, like this only. Now, can I come here? 1 second. Yeah, I'm back. So export with default. Come on. Export.
Default.
Default. What is that? Box. Any problem? Any problem? See, from my box, they imported with default, without default.
Without default.
Without default. So imported with destructuring format. Okay, expression I added. Okay, from here I want to export like what? With default, without default, with default. So who is looking for index.js? This value is available like without default, with default.
With
default.
default.
With default or not. Okay, let's come back here. From dot means current
Correct.
folder. Okay, box. Okay, first looking for file. Box file is there? Box file is there or not there? Box file not there. Okay, next preference gives to
Folder.
folder. Folder is there or not there?
There.
Folder is there. So now my box is a folder. Inside the folder, okay, do we have anything mentioned here? No, right?
No.
If you not mention anything in the folder, which file by default it is going to take? Pick
Index.
index.js or not. So index.js, index.js exported what? Box with default or without default?
With default.
With default. Then expression, okay, required or not required?
Not required.
And delete it. Read. Go on.
Sir, I have a question. Sorry to ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
So here in the box, we are having box.js and index.js. Why
Yes.
it is looking for this index only? With other file, why it is not?
Okay, no,
looking?
they written like that. The reason is, okay, in the box.js, I'm going to write some business logic. Okay, I don't want to expose my business logic file to outside people.
Okay.
Okay, that's the reason here. I don't want to add like a box.js, something like this. Okay, then the time if I add, then the time, okay, they come to know like, okay, the box is like a business logic file. Okay, anyone can, okay, security wise, anyone can get this one. Possibility is there or not there?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, don't expose your logic file simply. Okay, don't mention anything here. Then the time, okay, by default, index.js is going to pointing. Index.js contains what? Your box or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, instead of exposing this actual file to outside people, just you can hide it and export through index.
Okay.
Okay, that is only the reason. Other than that, nothing.
Okay.
Okay, why it is looking for index.js means they built like that. They written like that. The module concept they built like that.
Okay.
Any other questions, anyone? Everyone is okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this stuff, okay, is required for our next level discussion. So can you do one thing from your end? Can you install Node.js software? Okay, install Node.js software. Create an account. Okay, GitHub account, can you create it? Git software, you can install it. Git software. Create Git account. Okay, create MongoDB account. Just ready with all this stuff. Okay. Create Git account, create Mongo account. All the links and everything you can find our content file or your content file only. The content file you can find it. Okay. For now, okay, these are enough for me. Okay. Okay. So, any questions, anyone? Yeah. Working people, you can drop. Working people, you can drop. What about the money people? Are you preparing? Who want to put some experience? Are you preparing or not? Anyone have any questions?
Sir, in today's class, one question, please.
Yeah, got it.
Can you open the same page?
Hey, 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, here in index.js, we are saying /box.
Mhm.
Let's say instead of box, let's say that is fox. Change as fox. No,
Here.
not there, just
Here.
below in the
Okay.
import. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Now in the top as well, change that to fox. No,
This
not yeah there.
okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
So now we are importing from .fox.
This is
Uh,
okay.
Okay, so my question is, let's say, as you said, after fox, if there is no .js, it will just go on, add it by itself, and it will search for fox.js, isn't it?
Yes, right. Yes.
So in this case, does it go to index.js or no?
No. If it is like a folder, then it is looking for the file.
Okay.
If it is a folder only, now come here. It is a box, folder, file. In this case, in the app.js, the current folder box is there. It is a file or folder?
Folder.
Folder. Okay, I am not able to get any specific value. I am not able to import any specific value from the folder, right? So next level is what? Looking for what?
File.
File. Okay, in the box folder, okay, you not mention any specific file, then the time looking for which file? Default.
Index.
Index.js or not. Okay, if it is like fox.js is a file, okay, I can get the import, I can import the values from the file or not. There is no need to looking for index.js, right?
Okay.
Got my point? If the
Yeah.
file is not there, okay, specific file is not there, only folder is there. In that folder, looking for which file? Default.
Index.
Index.js or not. But in the Fox, it is a file or folder?
In
Fox
here, it is a folder.
No. Fox is a file or folder? In this index.js, in the index.js, if you observe, okay, in the current folder means what?
Yes.
The index.js,
Yeah.
Fox is a file or folder?
File. Yeah, it's
File.
a file.
If it is a file, no need to go anywhere. Directly given to me file, right? Can I get the file values from the file? Possible or not possible?
Yeah, possible.
Yeah, that is the thing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Next. Any questions?
So, sir, in HTML file, modules are script src, how we import another JS file.
Now, okay. Here script src equals to what do you want here?
Any JS file.
Okay,
If
for
we are
example, 1.js is there. Okay, 1.js is there. See, whenever you load the file, okay, whenever you load two things, one is like loading, okay, another one is like what, running. Two things. Whenever you load the file, the content, whatever it is, that is by default available in the browser. So once the content is available in the browser tab, whatever the file is there, directly we can access it or not. Let's say React. React.js library, you loaded or not?
Yes, loaded.
Okay, if it is loaded, where it is loaded? Inside the
Browser.
if whenever it is inside the browser, anything, no import, nothing is required. Anyone can use that one or not in that particular tab. Got my point?
Yes.
Okay, that is the way.
And if we are using module, then if we are exporting anything, a variable, and importing, and can we change that value? No, na?
No. We should not. Why? Because simple. You are giving something to me. Okay, I can use it, but I am not change it, right? I should not change it, right?
Yes.
Okay, that is the thing.
Sir, you said like, so what is the difference between using script, SRC versus export import?
No,
So you said if you use script, it is available in the browser.
yeah, if you use this one, if you use this one, now what happened? Okay, in your browser, React.js gets loaded or not? Whenever my React.js gets loaded, that React related stuff directly you can use it. Directly you can use it. Say this, I am able to use it or not?
Yes.
Okay, but if it is not loaded, okay, file is there in the location, then what you have to do? You have to import it or not. So the same thing in future we are going to use like this. So this React and questions online test. Okay, don't save it. Now the same React, if it is not loaded, if it is like in a particular file, if it is like in the particular file, now see my header.js, see this, how the React is available. Now React is not loaded. Okay, how it is available? Okay, from my React, no file, nothing is there, means what is the file extension? JS. From my React.js file, you imported React or not? Yes or no?
Yeah.
For my point, here I didn't mention anywhere script source equals to React.js. I didn't mention.
Even in this case, as and when the first line gets executed at the browser level, does React component fully loaded on the browser or not?
Okay, which one you just okay take the value? Okay, I have multiple values exported. Which one you taken? React. This particular React is available for this particular, okay, in this context only, means in this particular file only. React, wherever you want, you can use it. Okay, React.js exported multiple values. Okay, which one you imported?
Okay.
Okay, with default or without default? By seeing this one.
Without it.
Without default, but means my React is exported without default what? React. Okay, let me show you one more. Okay, go to, okay, in future all these things we are going to cover, don't worry about that one. See this, my React.js exported what?
Use effect used.
Without default use effect to use state, with default is what? React, only one or not? So you not loaded the file, which one is required, those only you can pick up or not. Okay, you are picking or not? Yes or no?
Yeah.
In this case, the scope of this React use state and use effect is what? To this particular file only or not? Got my point? The difference, loading and pick the data from that particular file location. Okay, the file located in one place, pick the data from that particular file, what he exported, the difference.
Yeah.
Okay, now if you observe this source, okay, React.js, okay, Control F, okay, export. See this, there are multiple exports are there. Export, okay, default somewhere you can see. Okay, somewhere they written the code. Okay, see multiple exports are there, right? You can see this. Okay. Okay, in this one, they written somewhere. Say this. He exported some values like this or not. Exports. Okay, module dot export. Okay, module dot export. Module dot is there. The one is there. But they written somewhere before. Okay, you have to find it. Exports children. Okay, this is an object somewhere in a single line. Everything they are going to export maybe. See this fragment, right? Fragment, right? Now see this fragment somewhere it should be there. Control F. Okay, fragment there and not there. That means he exported with default or without default. With default or without default? Without default or not. Don't think like it is exported. It's like a user defined export. Somewhere he exported all this. Okay, within a single line. Within a single line they export.
Okay. And also these imports and exports have come from ECMAScript Java script, is it?
Yeah, ES6, import and export. Before ES6, module.exports are there. At the time of Node.js discussion, we'll explain that.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, very good.
Sir, is there any
Yeah.
shortcut key like in like Spring Boot we are using function 3 or
Yeah, there. If you want to
that
create,
we can
like,
see the hierarchy?
for example, React arrow functional components, if you want to create, okay, we have the extension is there. I will tell that one. Okay, for example, this is my test.js. Okay, for example, if you want to create a component, no need to create a component directly. React arrow functional component. Like this, if I put, I can get this one snippet.
So my question is, sir, here React is there. It is getting imported for React.
Yeah. You
So
can
if we
control
click
space is the shortcut.
it,
Okay. Now say this import. Okay, if I put like React like this, you can get that helper.
yeah, we
Okay.
can get, but we imported the file, sir. This React file.
That one is dependencies, right? Package.json. That is our next
Yeah.
level discussion. Next level discussion. Okay, tomorrow's discussion is that one only. Dependencies you are asking. Can you repeat again? In Spring Boot, tell me. First Spring Boot, tell me, I can understand. Tell me.
Okay, sir, like any class which is predefined. So on that, if we click and if we want to see what are the
The definition. The definition you are asking. Okay, if I click on this React, then the definition you're asking. Okay, like this. Control. Okay, just put like control. Okay. Put the cursor, then the time it's like editable mode. Just you can see that namespace.
So what are the classes are there inside everything?
Yeah, what are the values they exported? Otherwise, okay, you can see Control P. Okay, React development.js. Okay, here all your modules are there. That means JS files are there. Directly you can view the JS files. See this in the node module. Okay, somewhere you can find your React. Where is your React? See this React is there, right? If you open this one, okay, CGS. Okay, React development.js. This is the one you can use. Okay, if you want to check the source code. Got my point?
Yeah.
Okay, then did you complete all these programs? You people completed or not completed? First, find some done.
Yes, sir.
Okay, check prime.
Yes, sir.
Okay, arithmetic operations all.
Yeah.
Okay, like this. This is completed, right? Initial days only. Yes or no? Next, add item to list. Add item to list. Completed or not completed?
Yes.
In the lists and keys concept. Okay, you can go through this one. Complete it first. Next, filter data. Is it done or not done? If it is not done, complete it. Okay, these all are important questions. Okay, instantly they are going to ask to write the program. Okay, instantly they are going to ask to how you have to execute it. Okay, table reusable component. Hope everyone completed. Reusable component. Yes or no? Sorting.
Yes.
Sorting. Okay, this is my table. Okay, now if I click on this one, Sachin pointing Lara, right? If I click on this one, ascending, small to big. Okay, if click again, descending. Runs, okay, ascending, 16, 19, 20, descending. Retired on, descending, ascending. Can you complete this one? Sort method, you have to use it. Can you? Huh? Okay, the next one, login page with validations. That is our next level discussion. Anyway, we are going to discuss shoot game. What about this one? How many people completed? Huh? In this game, everything total. So far, what we discussed, each and every topic gets okay co-auditor in this. Hmm? What do you think? Are you able to do it or not? There is no other option for you. You should have to practice. There is no other option for you, me, whatever it is. We should have to practice. Okay, this is the code. Just go through this. The next one. Okay, accordion component. You know accordion, right? How that looks like. Okay, Sachin. Okay, Sachin details you can see here. If I click on Messi, Sachin should close, Messi should visible. Tyson, Tyson, and Messi. Okay, Sachin, Messi, accordion. Okay, I want to add some more components also. Okay, more programs I will add. Okay, first of all, complete these programs. Okay, except login page with validation, remaining all you should have to complete. Okay, if you're stuck with something, hey, I'm not able to understand this particular piece of code, can you explain me? Just you have to ask that question. You have to ask in the class. Okay. You're okay.
Yes.
So instead of importing use state and separately, why can't we import everything from React?
No. From single file, they exported those values. Then the time how we can get it from another file.
Okay.
Got my point? 1.js file exported number 1, number 2, number 3, right? Same like that.
Yes.
React, use state, use effect, all this stuff exported from where? React.js file only.
Yes. I am asking instead of separately use state comma, why can't we invoke full React file to our code?
No. That is not a recommended one, right?
Okay.
This is not a recommended one.
Whichever
Everything,
we need only we'll take in
yeah,
React.
everything not recommended one, right?
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. No? Then you can drop. Thank you guys. Bye.